There's a morning habit that millions of us perform every single day without a second thought. It's a simple action that, according to a growing body of medical research, could be silently placing a huge amount of strain on your body's most vital filtration system, your kidneys. And it all happens within the first hour after you wake up. So, I want to ask you a direct question. What is the very first thing you drink when you get out of bed? It might seem trivial, but your answer could be shaping the course of your long-term kidney health way more than you realize. All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to uncover this unseen morning risk, get into the science of the strain, then walk through the simple hydration solution, look at how movement and sodium timing play a role, and finally, build a protective morning ritual you can start tomorrow. Let's dive right in. The first 60 minutes of your day, they're a uniquely vulnerable time for your body. It's a period of massive physiological transition, and introducing the wrong thing at the wrong time can have surprisingly big consequences. Think about it. After 8 hours of sleeping, you haven't had any fluids. Your body is naturally in a state of dehydration. This means your blood is a little bit thicker, waste products are more concentrated, and your kidneys are already working hard just to filter everything out. So, here's the absolute crucial point. When caffeine is the very first liquid to hit this system before water has a chance to rehydrate you, it acts as a major stressor. This really common habit throws a wrench into the body's natural process of waking up and finding its balance. Okay, so let's get into the science of this strain. How exactly does that first cup of coffee put such direct physical pressure on your kidneys? Well, it happens in a few specific ways. First off, caffeine is what's known as a vasoconstrictor. That's a fancy way of saying it narrows the blood vessels that supply your kidneys. This leads to diminished renal blood flow. Essentially, it's pinching the supply line to these vital filters right when they're already under pressure. Now here's the paradox, and this is where it gets really interesting. At the exact same time that blood flow is being restricted, caffeine is also stimulating the kidneys to work faster, to speed up filtration. This combination, less supply, more demand, it places this immense pressure on the tiny filtering units inside the kidneys, called the glomeruli. Over time, that relentless pressure can cause real damage. The overworked filters can start to develop these tiny microscopic leaks. This allows essential proteins like albumin to escape from your blood and spill into your urine. This condition is called microalbuminuria, and it's a critical and often silent early warning sign of serious kidney strain. And it doesn't stop there. Caffeine also amplifies your body's natural morning spike of stress hormones, especially cortisol and aldosterone. Aldosterone's job is to signal the kidneys to hold on to sodium and water. This increases your blood volume even more, which in turn ramps up the filtration pressure, just compounding the whole problem. Now that we've laid out the problem, let's talk about the solution. And the good news is, it's both incredibly simple and incredibly powerful. Your first line of defense is all about strategic hydration and, most importantly, timing. The real key here is just a little bit of patience. The recommendation is to drink water first thing, and then, this is important, wait about 30 to 45 minutes before you have any caffeine. That window gives your body the time it needs to properly rehydrate, to thin the blood, and to take that initial pressure off your kidneys before you introduce the caffeine. And hey, if you want to upgrade your water, consider adding a little bit of citrus. Unsweetened lemon or lime water contains something called citrate. This is amazing because citrate can actually bind with calcium in your urine, which helps prevent kidney stones from forming. It also helps balance your urine's pH, making it easier for your kidneys to flush out toxins with less effort. But hydration isn't the only piece of this puzzle. Let's look at two other really powerful adjustments you can make: gentle movement and being smart about your sodium timing. So your lymphatic system is crucial for managing fluid balance, but unlike your circulatory system, it doesn't have a pump like the heart. It relies on muscle movement. So some gentle, low-impact movement in the morning, like bouncing on a rebounder or even just some light stretching, helps get that lymph fluid circulating so it doesn't pool and force your kidneys to work even harder to rebalance it later. This brings us right back to those morning hormones. Remember aldosterone? Well, eating high-sodium foods too early in the morning basically supercharges its effects, telling your kidneys to hang on to even more fluid. That raises blood volume and puts direct pressure on those kidney filters. Simply waiting a bit to have your salt can make a huge difference. So what does that look like on your plate? Well, a high-strain breakfast might be things like processed meats, bacon, sausage, or a pre-made breakfast sandwich. A kidney-kind start, on the other hand, would focus on things like plain oats, fresh fruit, or eggs cooked without any added salt. You can always add seasoning later in the day. All right, let's pull all of this together into a simple, protective morning ritual. This isn't about making drastic changes. It's just about creating a smarter sequence of events to protect your kidneys for the long haul. Here they are, the 4 foundational pillars. Number 1, hydrate with water the moment you wake up. 2, for an extra boost, add some citrus. 3, get your circulation going with just a few minutes of gentle movement. And 4, hold off on any high-sodium foods for at least the first hour of your day. And this, right here, is the most important takeaway. None of these things are hard to do. But when you do them consistently, day after day, these small changes compound. They build a powerful protective shield that reduces that daily strain and helps preserve your kidney function for years and years to come. So what this all really shows us is that the first hour of your day doesn't have to be a period of unwitting physiological stress. With just a few conscious, simple adjustments, you can transform it from a liability into your single greatest asset for building and maintaining your health for a lifetime.